Right. In the lab that we did yesterday, we checked weight under BGP in a global way as well as using route map for a particular destination. And also we move towards the left, autonomous system 10. There what I did is on router 2 I configured local preference by giving the command BGP default local preference. Let me show you that. Show run section router BGP. See, I have set local preference 400. Can anyone say what is the default local preference? Correct. Now, router 2 says my local preference is 400 for the network coming from outside. I'm the best exit. Router 3 says I also know 9999, 9999, but my local preference is 100. They are not saying the same thing. They are saying the same network, this router and this router. Both the routers are talking about the same network, but the default local preference is what you have in router 3. Whereas in router 2 we have 400 as a result. When you go to router 1 and check, show IP BGP, you can see that the local preference is 400 for all the destination via router 2 is 400, via router 3 is only 100. Yep. So high prioritized route. Now if you go and check router 3 will also prefer to go via router 2. Show IP BGP. You see for 9999 you have directly exit via this path, but it is not using that. It uses the path via router 2. The reason is the local preference. Even though the autonomous system of the above one is smaller, autonomous system path, it's not using that autonomous system which is smaller. It uses the route with a higher local preference, because local preference comes before AS path. So router 3 says I go via router 2, I go out via router 2. You can check in the routing table. Show IP route BGP. You can see that all the traffics are going via router 2. Not only router 3, the entire autonomous system. Will go via router 2 because of the high local preference. So this local preference we have not configured on every router. We just configured on router 2, and router 2 has advertised it to all the routers within the autonomous system. That's the difference between local preference and weight. Weight is local to the router. We configured on router 9 because we don't have any other router in that autonomous system. I did not choose weight as an option in autonomous system 10. The reason is I want all the routers of autonomous system 10 to exit via router 2. You see, you need to know which autonomous system which attribute to use when. Iram Purul Eval. Yeah? We need to know which attribute to configure where. Wait is not a right one to configure on autonomous system 10 when you want all traffic to go via router 2. Local preference is the best one. We are going to make only this 999 to go via router 3. All other should go via router 2. 9999 I want it to go via router 2. Sorry, router 3. Listen carefully. I have already set this local preference on router 2. I don't want to cancel it. Let it be there, that 400. But for 2.2.2.2, sorry, why I am saying 2. For 9.9.9.9, I want it to go via router 3 and I don't want to cancel the local preference that I have already configured in our previous task. How to do that? Go to router 2. Go to router 2 itself. You can do it in router 2 as well as in router 3. Where you want me to do and show you. I repeat. Even right now the router 3 is going via router 2. It is because of the local preference that we already set. But you want only to reach 9999 to exit via router 3. You want the entire autonomous system to use router 3 as an exit only for this destination 9.9.9.9. You can do this in router 2 or router 3. See, if you will do in router 3, whatever you said is correct. You can give something higher than 400. Something higher than 400 you give on router 3, then traffic will go via router 3. But you want me to do this on router 2. For that, what I should do? Okay, I'll give you the answer. If I want traffic to 9.9.9.9 to go out via router 3, the change that I need to do on router 2 is put local preference lesser than 100. Router 3, you have 100, no default. If router 2 has got 90 for 9.9.9.9, router 3 will say I have 100, router 2 will say I will have 90. Which one everyone will follow? 100. You understand what I am saying? Let me do and show you. Please listen carefully. Before I do, I already trace route. From here it is going via router 2, the upper path, and even router 1 goes via the upper path. I'll show you. See, it's going via router 2 upper path only. Now after I finish configuring local preference tuning on router 3, it will not go via upper path, it should go via below path. As you all know, I'm going to write an access list or prefix list to match the address 9.9.9.9. And then I go to route map ABC. Okay, tool good. Very good. Thank you, Anba. In 2 only we were planning to do. இருந்த அன்பு போல ஷார்ப்பாக இருக்கணும். Right. Now route map ABC match IP address 10. 10 is nothing but access list. Set local preference 80. I'm lowering it so that router 3 will be a winner. I'm lowering in router 2 so that router 3 will be the winner. The default in router 3 is 100. Now what I do, for the rest I want to leave it default that 400. I don't want to do any change to that. So I say sequence 20. Simply I create and then come out. What is next? We need to go bind it to the neighbor. You can bind it to neighbor 1 or 5. Sorry. You can bind it to neighbor 4 or 1. If you are binding to neighbor 4, then you should say in. If you are binding to the neighbor 1, then you should say out. Router BGP 10, I'm going to say neighbor 24, 24, 24, 4. Use the route map ABC in. I'm saying when this neighbor give update, look for 9999. If it is there coming inside you, as it comes in, put 80. That's the meaning. Now clear IP BGP star soft. Now you go to router 1 or even in router 2 itself, you will see the difference. Show IP BGP, you can see 80 for 9.9.9.9. So obviously it will go via router 3. Show IP route BGP for 99999. If you see, it is not going via 2424 like 9999. It is going via 3. It is all because of the three's local preference. What is router 3's local preference? 100. A's local preference means via router 2 local preference is 80. Router 2's local preference is 80. Local preference higher is preferred. Now let us go to router 1 and check. Show IP BGP. Even here you can see to reach 999 it is going via router 3 because it is having 100. That 80 is not even shown here. Now if you trace route, it should go via the below path. 3.3.3.3 means 10.13.03 and then 35.35.05, so on. See, it is going via the below path. Alright, so we can see that the traffics are now going via the below path only for 9.9.9.9. When I change it to 99, it will go via the upper path. You will see now 10, 12, 0, 2 was the first hop. Yeah, 10, 12, 0, 2 was the first hop. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in the attribute list, the very first attribute is weight. The second attribute is local preference. The third attribute is origin, local origin. If I have 9.9.9.9 on router 1 itself, if router 1 itself have got 9.9.9.9, it won't prefer any external path. See, right now to go to 99.99, it is going via router 2 outside. Show IP BGP. It is going via router 2 outside. But what I am going to do is, I am going to add a loopback called 99 and add an IP 99.99.99.99, and I am going to advertise router BGP 10 network 99 mask 255. After doing this, if you see that a BGP table now, you will see for 99 higher weightage will be given by default. Look at this. Higher weightage is given and it is no more preferring to go via router 2. Why? Because before local preference comes the weight, and this weight is increased because of the fourth attribute, local origin. Local origin will have next to hop 0.0.0.0. Is this point clear for everyone?
Yes.
That is great. Now I'll remove this. I really do not want interface loopback 99. I will also remove this from BGP. So in the list, the next attribute is AS path. About the AS path, you know very well, the shortest AS path. Yeah, you know it very well. When you go show IP BGP, I have two paths, one via router 2, the other via router 5. It's supposed to go via 5 because of local preference, it is going via the longest AS path. But by default, it don't do that. If I go and remove local preference, let me go and remove the local preference that we have put here. Router BGP 10, do show run section router BGP. Okay, we are going to, hello, we are going to remove this local preference as well as the other local preference for 999. Done. Now everything is back to default. Clear IPBGP start soft. Now if I go to router 1, show IPBGP, everything back to normal, meaning it all goes via the shortest AS path, no more longest AS path. If you go to router 2 and check, show IPBGP, for 9999, though it is learning from 2 source, it is going via the shortest AS path. That's about AS path. It is going via shortest AS path. Now listen carefully. We have a network 1.1.1.1. Let us go to router 9 and check that. show IP BGP. For 1.1.1.1 we have two paths. One is via router 7, other one is via router 8. Listen carefully. I'm going to impact the inbound. So far we have seen outbound. I want to go out via router 3. I want to go out via router 2. That's how we saw. But this time I'm going to impact inbound. Listen. If I trace route now 1.1.1.1 with the source 999, tell me which path it will go. Will it go inside via router 2 or router 3? It will go to router 1 via router 2 or router 3. What is the inbound on AS10? Router 2 or router 3? It will go via 50. 50 is here. It will go via 30, 50, 30, 10. It enters via router 3. You see, it is entering via router 3. That's the inbound traffic. Is it inbound or outbound for AS10? Traffic is coming from router 9. It is inbound or outbound? Inbound. Now I'm going to influence, I'm going to impact the inbound. I'm going to make this traffic to come via router 2. Do you understand the scenario, everyone? Right now it is entering inside a router 3 to come to router 1. It is entering via router 3 to router 1. I want to see here 24.24.02. I don't want 35.35.03. I want the inbound traffic to 1.1.1.1 to enter via router 2. Do everyone understand what I am trying to say? What we are going to do? That is nice. If you understood this, that is nice. I'm going to do now. Let us go to router 3. Right now, before change, I would like to show you on router 9 once again. Show IP BGP. For 1.1.1.1, this is only 3 hop via router 3. Via router 3, it is only 3 hop. 50, that is router 7. 30 autonomous system is router 5. 10 is router 3. But after we finish our AS prepend, what is that? AS prepend, this will show like 5-6 hops, which will be bigger than this 4 hops. So obviously router 9 will go via router 8. So where do you do the change? We do the change on router 3. Access list 1.1.1.1. See, access list hatu permit host 9 route map LKJ match IP address hatu andre set AS prepend AS path prepend. You see, AS path prepend summane hatu add ಮಾಡಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ 4 hops you increased. Now what you do, you create another route map for other networks to advertise normally, and then you do what? Go under router BGP 10 and say whenever I advertise this to neighbor 35, 35, 35, 5, I will use the route map LKJ out. See, when I am advertising out, very important, in and out. Router 3 says when I advertise out, the 1.1.1.1 that is mentioned in the access list 10 should be prepended with 4 times 10. Now let us clear IPBGP star soft and verify. Go to router 9 and verify that. Earlier router 9 was having only 3 hop for 1.1.1.1. Ipudu, what is that? Still it has not come. It will come. Let me go and check on router 5 first. Show IPBGP. Oh, okay. 1.1.1.1, it is going way. Oh my god. You know what the problem is? The problem is it has not yet come here. Let's clear again. Not here. I think I cleared one more time. Clear IPBGP star soft. Also on router 5. Clear IPBGP star soft. Now let us verify. Show IPBGP. What is this? I think I have not done something correct. I have not done something right. On router 3, I would like to verify one more time. Show run or show route map. Access list in AS prepend. Okay. The access list then, what do we have? Show access list 10. Access list 10 is matching 99999. Okay, you know mistake what I did? Hello. Instead of saying 1.1.1.1, I have put 9.999. What happened to Anbu? Anbu used to be very sharp. Nowadays he is not sharp. Anbu garu unnara? ఏమండి ఇది permit host 111 enter. Done. Now I believe it will work correctly. Okay. Show IP access list. Show access list. Okay, now we will do clear IP BGP star soft. Show route map. Okay, the access list is there. Things are looking good. Now let us go to router 5 and check. Router 5. Did you see this? You see this? Now let us go to router 7. Router 7 garu, ikkada unnaru. Here. Show IPBGP. Router 7 says, I have two paths. One is via router 9 that I choose because it has got only 5 hop. I don't want to go via router 5 because it has got more hop. What do you understand? Even router 7 do not want to enter your autonomous system via 3. Yeah. So if you go to router 9, obviously router 9 will also go via router 2. Router 9 now says I enter via router 2. Trace the route. Oh, I need to say source. Anyhow, you will see the first hop 89, 89, 89, 8. That's the proof. It goes via autonomous system 60, which is 8, and 40, and 20, and 10. Okay. It will show you star because I did not source with 9999, because 9999 is what the router 6 and 4 can route. 89, 89, 89, router 6 and 4 do not know. Alright. So how many of you understood this? Impacting the inbound. Great. Believe we will